Learning to understand creative urges. I truly believe in this human experience there is a rite of passage, one which requires us to learn to tame our urges, resisting temptation triggered by thoughts and thus creating an important separation from our thoughts and our identity. It would seem that many people develop habits from previous states of consciousness that require addressing in order for us to grow. A monkey or a devil on your back, so to speak. My devil, pouring my creative energy into attempting to satisfy my sexual urges. And with hookup culture and explicit online content being progressively accessible, I think this habit is one that many of us are going to struggle with. Now, there's so many reasons people become lost in this form of expression. I'd be silly to assume that this perspective helps all. So I want to focus on mine personally, and maybe you can take what resonates. It's so easy to get lost in the pleasure triggered by these external forces in which we explore when listening to these thoughts, that we create this disconnect with what it is at its core. What is this kind of energy? But what I know now is if we pull away the veil, just for a second, it's just our desire to be creative, to explore this creative energy. And the essence of our spirituality lays within our creativity. So, in other words, we are here to express and create. Everything within our environments is linked by the frequency of creation. All that was, is, and will be comes from it. It seems to be our given right to express and explore this creative energy, but learning to channel it into that which serves us is a challenging but necessary process. Of course, it's healthy to explore these thoughts. It naturally supports in our growth, aids in connection and building relationships, and who knows, maybe some of us will one day start a family. But timing is everything. Knowing this, I was able to corner why I felt intuitively this excessive form of expression no longer served me. Evolution was taking place in my mind, and this habit was hindering this process. It was draining me of my life force, leaving me with no energy to create the life that I wanted. So naturally, I began to take steps to combat this habit. But I encountered a problem. That being my perspective of it being anything other than my desire to be creative. Let me give you another example. A few years ago, I began to experience severe panic attacks, and I tried to fight them actively every day. Avoiding my triggers and pretty much avoiding outside, I became extremely unhappy. But things started to improve as soon as I understood that they were not attacks. I wasn't being attacked by anything, I was just evolving. Our nervous systems have the ability to tap into our surroundings, every cell riding and vibrating with every frequency we come into contact with. And at this particular stage in my life, I was truly beginning to feel it. And I didn't understand it, so I reacted out of fear. Look, what I'm trying to say is completely ignoring this creative urge is impossible. It's like trying to ignore the essence of who you are, and taking this approach will only end one way. So instead, embrace the feeling, sink into it, but remind yourself that it's just your creative urge, and every time you explore other possible channels that this energy can flow, you are allowing for evolution of your mind to take place.